Hello crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create magnets and paper clips using the Brothers ScanNCut. We will be focusing on the Animal Expedition Designer Series paper by Stampin Up, which is part of the 2018-2019 annual catalog. If you've subscribed to my channel, you have seen previous videos where I showed you how to cut out animals from the designer series paper, like these alligators and giraffes. And I even discussed how I colored these in using the blends markers. In this case, this one was like this on the paper. Okay, now we're going to take those skills another step further because we're going to be cutting out shapes in the designer series paper to create these cute little magnets that go right onto the metal boards and these cute little paper clips that you can use to embellish your projects. Okay, so let's get started. Now, prior to this tutorial, I've used up so much of my designer series paper. Let me move that out of the way. And I am literally down to the very last piece of paper in my whole pack. And there was a special where you buy 3 packs, get 1 free. So I did just order some more of this. When I saw this paper, I immediately thought of making magnets and paper clips because the designs of the animals were so small on this particular sheet of paper. So the concept is, I'm going to tell you the overall concept, and then you're going to follow along and hopefully understand all these steps, and then you can also watch other videos to reinforce these steps. Okay, so the concept is you first are going to create a circle shape using your Brothers ScanNCut. The circle shape is going to be 1 inch. You're then going to take those shapes and you're going to align them, the circles, over the top of the paper so that the part that you cut out will have a cute little animal in it, just like this giraffe was cut out by putting a circle over the top of this area. Okay, so that's the concept. After we cut the circles out, we're going to add stickers on them, and we're going to add the magnet, and then that's how we get the magnet. Now, if you don't have a Brothers ScanNCut, you can still do this entire tutorial. You'll just have to buy stickers which are already 1 inch, and that's what I actually did in this case. You'll buy magnets which are 1 inch, and I didn't purchase magnets. I cut the magnets out in a prior tutorial. I showed you how to cut magnetic material. But you can buy 1 inch magnets, 1 inch stickers, and use a 1 inch circle punch on your paper. So you would align your circle punch over the top of the animal that you want to cut out, and that's how you would create the magnets or the paper clips, which I'm about to show you. Okay, so that's the overall concept. And we're going to be using a feature in the Brothers ScanNCut called background scanning to be able to see that paper. All right, the best way to learn is by doing. So at this point, I want to just make my machine show up in this camera here. Okay, we're gonna turn on the Brothers ScanNCut. And you're going to see pattern and scan. You're going to select pattern. You're going to select the shapes. And we want a circle. So go to page 2, actually 3. Go to page 3 and there's your circle. BA045. You may have, that may be on a different page depending on your model of ScanNCut. Every ScanNCut will have a circle in it. You're going to change the width of your circle or the height, it doesn't really matter, to 1 inch. Exactly 1 inch because that's what we're using for this tutorial. Now let's make 6 of them or so. I created about 24 already, so I'm just creating 6 for the for the interest of time and so that you can see how to find different animals on your sheet. I'm going to put 6 on the mat and say set. There are my 6 1 inch circles. The next step is we're going to take this piece of paper, and all I have left is this. Out of my whole pack of 12 pieces of paper, I have this piece of designer series paper left. So I could do an alligator, but I never do the alligators because it usually overlaps with a giraffe, and I'd rather do the giraffes. We're going to do one of the rhinoceros. We're going to do a sloth, maybe a hippo. We'll see what happens. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is stick this to my mat. The mats are not very sticky, so you can use painter's tape to help adhere your designer series paper to your mat. Then you're going to do a background scan. This is very important that you background scan because we want to be able to align the images to to the exact part of the paper that you want to cut out. I'm going to say start. I'm going to move this a little bit so I don't want it to fall off my table. Okay, great. So I'm going to be moving the circles down to this area. The best thing to do at this point for me to do for you is to zoom in. Okay, but I'm just going to drag these circles somewhere down here because that's where I need them to be. So when I zoom in, they'll be at the right part of the paper. For you, your paper may be 12 by 12. I've already used a strip of this, etc. Just say okay, and then, sorry, not okay yet. Just go into this little shape one, and we're going to go into the shapes, which is the editing mode, and we're going to zoom in. Because the best way to make these circles align over your animals is to zoom in. I could have also gone into my settings and done a light background scan, but I found that the darker background scan worked a little better for me. So here we are. I can see that this circle needs to be over this giraffe. I need to put on my reading glasses. And that looks good. There's one circle over this giraffe. And we'll put a circle over this rhinoceros. Good. And let's put one over the kangaroo up here. And you want to make the circle go over the kangaroo, not cutting off its ears, but make sure you get the little koala in its pouch because that's the really cute part. And we will do another rhinoceros down here. Oh no, we didn't do any sloth. That's okay, we'll do this rhinoceros down here. And I can even move that a little better, and we'll do this sloth. Now I found that the 1 inch is good for these patterns on this one piece, or these 2 pieces of paper in the pack. This works good. Now I need to do a couple, oh, there's an extra one, there's a 6. We'll just do this rhinoceros. All right, so when you get them sort of the way you want them, but you know they need to be nudged a little, then what you do is when you're zoomed in, you can use your stylus and move them around, but you can't do it precisely. That's with the nudge tool. So I'm going to say okay, and there's the nudge tool. You're just using this little 4-way arrows, and I can just nudge 1 pixel at a time. I think that was the only one I needed to nudge. I can't remember. I'm the absent-minded professor. Yes, that one looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to move this giraffe down a little because it's better to have, as long as you're not cutting off his ears, it's better to have more of his neck. I'm happy with these 6 circles that are 1 inch each. I still have some paper that I can even make some more magnets later. I'm going to say okay. And when we're going to cut this, we're going to use all the standard settings. We're using a standard blade, but we just use a blade depth of 3. I use a blade depth of 3 for whenever I do tutorials on designer series paper. So that's what your blade depth is in a standard blade. Put that in your holder and go ahead and say cut. Go ahead and start. So the reason I chose 6 circles is so that it would only take us a minute. Okay, and then we're going to be the next step is we're adhering all the pieces together. So while that's cutting, let me find my magnet. Okay, so it's cut. Now we're going to unload the mat, and now we're done with the Brother ScanNCut. We don't need it anymore for the rest of this tutorial. We're just going to peel the paper off the mat, and use your little spatula to get those little shapes off. Okay, we'll put them all in front of you so we can see them. And I'm moving the mat out of the way. Closing my ScanNCut, I'm going to move these so where we can see them a little better. Okay, next is the magnets. If you're not sure about the magnets part, okay, we did use there's another whole technique for cutting magnets. Do not try to cut magnets the same way we just cut designer series paper. That will not work. Okay, so for this step, you have a magnet. You watched my tutorial on YouTube about how to cut magnets. You've ordered your magnetic material, or you just simply ordered magnets that were 1 inch. So the important thing is when I'm created stickers out of these using my Xeron, I'm not really sure how to say it, Xeron machine, I made sure that when I was making this part sticky, this is sticky. The magnets were supposed to be sticky when I bought them, but they lost their stickiness. I made sure, let me get the little piece of metal, that this part was the magnetic part because both sides look the same. And so when I made stickers, I want the sticky side to go onto my animal, but the magnetic side to go onto metal. So before you create a whole bunch of stickers, don't make the mistake of sticking the wrong side. That's if you're going to use a sticker machine. Any kind of glue would work as well. All right, from practice, I found that it was easier to put the magnet on first and then the bevel sticker. Now the stickers they're bottle cap stickers. Okay. So important thing about your stickers is you want to like touch the side of them because otherwise your fingerprints will get all over the sticker. These are really cool because they magnify your animal. See what I'm doing? I'm holding them by the side. I'm holding this by the side and I'm just, let's get up here so I can see that they go exactly together. Awesome. And when they're exactly together, I can use my fingers. I can use my fingers now. It doesn't matter if you get fingerprints on the outside. You just don't want fingerprints on the inside. Okay. So there we got a magnet and it's metal and it's sticking and it's awesome. We will get some more. We'll just do a couple more because I have 4 magnets here. So again, sticky side. Turn the sticky side of the magnetic material around. Line up your magnet like so. Get your stickers, grab them with your fingernails and don't get your fingerprints on the stickers. I did that a couple times. And again, awesome. Okay. And now I'll show you the paper clip. Okay, so let's move these over here. So that's how we create our magnets. Make a cute little set of magnets and a nice thing, like if you're a teacher, these are great incentives to give to the students. Okay, and I had to remember to put the sloth on the paperclip upside down because when I first did my first tutorial on animal outing, I called this a monkey. Then all these subscribers were like, it's a sloth. So be sure to put it upside down, hanging on the tree. Now, so your magnets go, so your paper clips go like this, so you know which side to adhere them. Now, all you do for this is you take your, okay, you're not going to do a magnet this time. You're just going to take your little animal and you can put a sticker on it. Okay, so we're not putting a magnet on this one. We're just doing a sticker. And you're lining it up without getting your fingerprints on it. Look good, tap it down. Okay, then I have a box of paper clips you get from an office supply store, or I'll link to some of these from Amazon. So here's you got your cute little paper clips, and then you just want to make sure they're the right way. So the paper clips need to be this way because they need to go on the paper, you know, one of 2 ways. They need to go on like this or this, but you want the little, I like when the fat side's behind. That's personally my preference. Okay, so now you have your paper clip, you have the right way, you have your rhino, and for all I did for this one was, I didn't do a magnet, I just used hot glue. Okay, so that's it, a dab of hot glue. I'm not gonna get the hot glue gun out to show you that because you can understand, but just be sure to put, so here's the concept. You put the dab of hot glue on there, and then you rest your paper clip onto the hot glue. It'll dry in probably 15 seconds or so. It's really, really strong, and then you're ready. Then it's good. Okay, so hot glue. Now, if you want, you could try to take like another. If you wanted to cover it up, you could. But I just found like it doesn't really matter because all that does is like it's raised, and unless you put like foam or something behind there, you're really not going to hide that little bump of the paper clip. Maybe a button would work or something else, but I think you don't need anything behind the paper clip because, I mean, heck, they're just too cute the way they are. And I think the paper is nice behind it because it's double-sided designer series paper. This is a piece of lemon lime twist, by the way, because that's one of the coordinating colors with the suite. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to create magnets and paper clips using the Brothers ScanNCut, featuring the Animal Expedition Designer Series paper. I will have a link to all the materials I used for this tutorial, including a link to my store. If you need to get your hands on this cute designer series paper, please purchase it from The Papered Chef. Thank you.